Yo, 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 what is good, peoples? Devontae back in the house. And today, I was gonna talk about it on my stream last night, but because I was chopping up with my guy Gianni, man. Shout out, by the way. Go subscribe to his channel. No, I didn't really get to like that part of the show that I wanted to touch up on a little bit more, right? Regarding the Jay-Z interview where he was touching up on the topic of like the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef, right? And because remember he picked him for the Super Bowl, right? So yeah, they asked him about it, right? And also like some clips I've seen from the J. Cole interview with Cameron, right? I seen uh the Apple Music interview that he did with Indeska as well. Um, and it was a cool interview. I'm not gonna front, it was a cool interview, but there's some things that I feel like I should talk about because it's kind of annoying to see where this is going. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like people are trying to pander to a certain someone, even though he's not a damn victim in this whole scenario of the battle, right? Like he's not a victim at all, you know. And and um people trying to act like they're holier than thou, like they were the ones that once upon a time, were battling rappers like every goddamn minute or something, and even went that far to like say, yo, I put condoms in your baby seat or whatever when you like, uh, having intercourse with your baby mom. So we not going to act like Jay Z was not uh that type of rapper as well that try to push buttons to try to take it there. You know, I mean, people get older, but the one thing that I hate about people when they get to a certain age, all of a sudden they act like they, oh man, oh I'm like, bro, uh, you know it's cool that you're saying that. Uh, no, it's nasty. Where's this going and stuff? But bro, like wrong messenger though, right message but wrong messenger. Um, so I'm gonna play some of the I'm gonna start with the Jay Z interview first. Right? So I'm gonna play that clip and then we can debunk it a little bit. And also something that he said about a capitalist, whatever. I'm also gonna play that part of the interview, right? So I'm gonna share my screen with y'all, and then we can go there. So yeah, let's hear this part. This is where he talks about the Kendrick and Drake beef.
Was like I had to I had to tip my hat. Like I have a high respect for him already,
Mhm.
but like even more, my respect was like he's really about what he say he's about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have to ask you this only as a participant and
you don't have to you don't have to give a disclaimer first.
well, I'm just saying as someone who was part of probably the genre's biggest rap beef.
Well, until now,
As a spectator,
yeah.
what did you think of the 2024 back?
You could tell Jay feels so uncomfortable talking about that beef he had with Nas, you know what I'm saying? You get the shot like as soon as Jay, like, as soon as like, the interviewer was trying to bring up like like he had beef with Nas, and he started like getting uncomfortable. It's like, oh damn, oh no, oh I have to hear. This is how I imagine Drake if it ever comes up that he gets an interview, right? And they, they're gonna start talking about Kendrick Lamar. You're gonna see him start to shake just as Jay,
and forth between him and Drake?
I'm gonna have an answer you're not gonna like.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if you're gonna like. That's presumptuous. Um, I think that look, there was four pillars of hip hop. There are four pillars of hip hop, right?
Yep.
There's breakdancing,
Yep.
and it's graffiti.
Yep.
There's DJing and battling.
Yep.
Break dance is not at the forefront of rap anymore. It's actually in Olympics. sport.
That's true though. Break dancing is not the forefront anymore. Unfortunately, dancing in as a whole is not really in the forefront anymore. In terms, if I look at hip hop, right, especially like when we in the club, you know what I'm saying? People care more about how they look. You know what I'm saying? How they oh the coolest motherfucker in the club, right? They like, oh looking so gangster, or just look like the flyest girl in the club. You know what I'm saying? That people care more about that. You know, and I feel like that's also what attributed to breakdancing, dance culture kind of dying in hip hop, you know, because breakdancing was that I'm speaking about my father's age. My dad was a b-boy, right? So he could tell you this though. Like breakdancing was one of the biggest pillars in hip hop in the beginning years, you know, and then unfortunately like rapping went into the forefront. But breakdancing, especially like the early years of hip hop, was it was definitely one of the biggest pillars. Um then probably DJing, like those two were, but I think breakdancing really was like when we talk about the years of Rocksteady Crew, New York City Breakers, you know, and the popping and locking that they did the West Coast. Yeah, yeah. So Jay's right though. And I don't think it's an Olympic sport anymore. They only did that like for one Olympics. They're not gonna do that anymore. Unfortunately though. Because I feel like it had potential, but yeah, it's what it is.
So that's dead. Um, Graffiti,
Yeah.
beautiful, in certain places,
Yeah.
and even in like major art and like uh, Keith Haring
Yeah. Yeah.
and Basquiat, actually, the street artist,
Yeah.
took it to a next level. It's not part of hip hop.
Hmm.
DJing, the DJ was in the forefront. It was Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince,
Right. Yeah.
Eric B and
Eric.
Rakim.
Yeah.
You don't even know the DJ for half of the artists anymore. Who's
Yeah.
Drake DJ? I have no idea. Okay,
Couldn't tell you off top.
that no longer exists. And the last pillar is battling. We love the excitement, and I love the the sparring and the music you get.
Hmm.
But in this day and age, it's so much negative stuff that comes with it. They almost wish it didn't happen.
Really.
Yeah, because it's almost like it's a final thing. Now people that like Kendrick hate Drake,
Yeah.
no matter what he makes, no matter what he says, and it goes far too. It's like attack on his character and his thing and it's like I don't know if I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't.
All right, like let's stop right there because he said like nowadays with the thing of balance it goes too far, and I think he's referring to stand culture, which I agree stand culture goes too far sometimes. It's like they dox you, right, or they cuss out your whole family tree, you know what I'm saying? I get that, like they despise, they hate, you know. Like look, I don't like Drake at all, but I think if you look at my videos and all this stuff, I don't think you ever see me say I hate Drake or whatever it is. I don't even know the guy. I just don't like his music. And I think as a person, there's a lot of stuff that I can say, okay, yeah, I don't know if I ever will be friends with that person or that he's a good person. But I'm not gonna sit here and say that Drake don't have tunes, that he don't have good albums. Like listen, man, if I'll be lying if I say I there wasn't time that I wasn't listening to Drake. I was listening to Drake. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like the mixtapes. I'm talking about Take Care. Nothing was the same. If you're reading this, it's too late. Even views. But after that, right? I think after back to back, I think after I heard Joe Budden, right? The Joe Budden this is and then I just started like not really listening to Drake anymore. And then the Pusha T beef actually showed like the Joe Budden beef actually exposed like the type of person that he truly is, because Joe Budden really broke him down, you know, and then that set the door open for Pusha T to do the same and expose a bit more, and then Kendrick Lamar did everything, and then you know, so no, I'm not the type of person that just because I love Kendrick Lamar so much, right, and I'm a huge fan, doesn't mean that I'll say sit here and dedicate my whole life, right? Me at my big age of 32 to be a Drake hater or and a Kendrick stan. I don't stand nobody but my goddamn self or my wife, you know, because that's real life. That's reality. These artists don't know you and they don't pay your bills, you know? So, and I always say this on my channel. You can watch some of my videos where I talk about music and specifically the beef. Standom is an illness. Standom is a mental illness. It's a mental sickness. I keep saying it because you're devoting your life to an artist. You know, it's kind. You're spending your daily life devoting to an artist. Meanwhile, you don't have nothing going on for yourself. You go on Twitter, your personality is Kanye, even Jay Z, because Jay Z got some stance as well, man. Like Jay Z, Nicki Minaj, no, Eminem, and I feel like that's a mental illness because you're devoting your life. You make your personality, you make your life about somebody you never will meet, somebody who don't know you. Yeah. So
Know if it's helpful to our growth where the fallout lands,
Hmm.
especially on like on social media, which takes place every day.
Yeah.
And now you have these pods of cult.
The Stan armies fighting.
Yeah, and it's like it's too far.
Yeah.
It's like bringing people kids in it,
Yeah.
and it's like I don't like that.
okay,
Maybe I
okay. Wait. So y'all just heard what he said. Like JC said, like I don't like where it's going. People bringing kids into it. Um, Jay, this is where I have issues with what he's saying because now he's trying to act holier than thou. Meanwhile, he's the same guy that made Super Ugly and was talking about Nas's baby mama, and they left condoms on his baby seat or whatever. Him, you know, and some other foul shit he said. I get what he's saying, but Jay, you was there. So I feel like for you saying that, oh, it's going too far, you know, like I do agree that bringing people's families into it is kind of like, it's crossing the line, and I feel like um Kendrick, no, like when you go back to the beef, Kendrick, of course, warned Drake not to do it, but Drake went there anyway. He mentioned Whitney even before Euphoria came out. Remember push-ups because he was talking about Whitney before um Kendrick made Euphoria, right? And even though Kendrick brought up like Adonis, like, um, I see you got a son, or but I see you know nothing about that, right? But he wasn't trying to diss Adonis at all. You know what I'm saying? It was like he would say, "Oh, I'm a punch up Adonis," right? It was more like, you know, you got a son, but are you gonna raise him like how I raised my sons? Like, and meet the grams, right? Where he was talking to Adonis, right? He was trying to teach him something. Like that's different from what Drake was trying to do. Like, oh yeah, your kids are not yours. Uh yeah, I'm a fuck Whitney or you abuser Whitney. No, like listen, I feel like when you take it there, the gloves are off. When you do battle rap, right? As soon as you cross a line of like you're going very personal, bringing up people's families, the gloves are off. And of course, it's not a good thing, but at the end of the day, have been too many beefs, and Jay wasn't one of those beats where he brought up families and stuff. Like, so I feel like Jay's a hypocrite with this, and he trying to act holier than thou. You know what I'm saying? He trying to act like brother Teresa, my nigga. I'm not here for that. No, I know you almost 60 years old, but that doesn't mean that all of a sudden, oh, you above battling and all stuff. And bro, nah.
I've grown in a space that is probably, I sound like the old guy wagging the thing.
I
But
mean, it's good that you saying that I'm the old guy wagging, yeah, but Jay, come on, like,
I think we can achieve the same thing as far as like sparring with music, with collaborations more so than breaking the whole thing apart.
Yeah.
It could stand it before because there was no social media and there was no thing, and you had the battle and it was fun, and then you moved on.
Right.
um, I don't agree with that. I'm gonna tell you why, because I'll bring up some beefs off top of my head, right? Tupac and Biggie. It was a battle, but that went further than just like, oh, dissing and moving on, right? Of course, it had to do with more than the camps they were in, other than like not the art, the camps, right? But that went further than just battling and moving on. You and Nas, it could have went there. Even you and Prodigy, Mob Deep, when you was dissing Mob Deep, Prodigy was coming for you. You know what I'm saying? What like 50 Cent and Fat Joe, I think that almost got physical as well. You know what I'm saying? And that was before this beef. This beef, like Jay-Z and also Cole, they trying to act like Kendrick Lamar and Drake was really gonna go, it was gonna go that far, that shit was gonna get violent. It was not never gonna go there. Never. Like they're really trying to make it seem like all of a sudden they're trying to make this narrative of, oh, it was gonna get deadly. It was never, because Kendrick wasn't even on the type of time, and neither was Drake, and definitely not Cole. No, another beef that DJ Quick and MC8, that almost went left. Even Ice Cube versus NWA, because like uh Lynch Mob had beef with Above the Law. Remember that? Like what you saw in the movie as well, Straight Outta Compton, right? Where Above the Law had beef with Lynch Mob in New York. You know what I'm saying? Like so and that was before social media. Like some battles, right? Like KRS One and MC Shan, right? That was um all that was all in the booth still, of course. LL Cool Mo D was all in the booth. But not L on the Ice T. I remember. I think I read it. Read a story somewhere. I think it was from his ex-wife, Ice T's ex-wife. Right, did that. Ice T was gonna fuck up LL for that. To the Break of Dawn song, and then African Bambaataa had the piece, had to step in and bring and bring in the peace, because I think if I remember correctly, like that story from for Ice T's ex-wife, right? That it was gonna Ice T was gonna go come and get LL and fuck him up, all before 2024. Like so, yeah. Some beefs stay in the booth, but some beefs have like before that year went left or was about to go left.
Right.
Right now, I don't know if it could stand it with the technology that we have.
Because it takes up so much oxygen.
It takes up so much oxygen.
Yeah.
And now it's just like every day they're just
Like
trying
they're
to
still
take.
talking about it.
It's not just talking about it. Not like, yo, this song I like this.
Yeah.
No, it's like trying to tear down the people's life.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like trying to, wreck this guy's marriage or this guy's relationship with his child. And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I don't know.
Okay, wait. Let's go back there because he said what he said is.
You know, it could stand it before because there was no moved on.
Right.
Right now, I don't know if it could stand it with the technology that we have.
Because it takes up so much oxygen.
It takes up so much oxygen.
Yeah.
And now it's just like every day they're just
Like
trying
they're
to
still
take.
talking about it.
It's not just talking about it.
I
Not
mean,
like, yo, this song I like this.
Yeah.
No,
okay, wait. Pause it. Because the guy said, right, the interviewer said they're still talking about it. First of all, you and Cole are bringing it up in the interviews. Second of all, this could have been left alone if a certain person, Drake, didn't went the route that he went after he released the Hard Part 6. That's what people leave out. Him and Cole. Drake went there because he could not leave it alone. They like the subliminals, taking it to court, and the whole Iceman rollout. Who makes people still talk about this in 2026. It's been 2 years now. That's the thing, because people trying to make it seem like Kendrick Lamar. Oh yeah, oh you're still talking about the beef. Like it's not. It's because certain people cannot leave it alone, and it mostly is from the camp of Drake, not from Kendrick Lamar. People need to peep the game. They're not peeping the game. You know.
It was like trying to tear down the people's life.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like trying to, wreck this guy's marriage or this guy's relationship with his child. And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's worth it at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
Again, I love the idea that we got so much music in such a short period of time.
Great music.
Just everything around it was just like, man, it's like taking us a couple steps back.
Yeah.
And we just grown so much that I don't know if, I guess I'm gonna say it, I don't know if battling needs to be part of the culture anymore.
Interesting.
I hate
I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing it. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what I mean. He trying to act like, oh, he better than Ballin now. Oh, I'm Jay-Z. I'm Hove. I'm big. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm above Ballin and all this stuff. Like, no, we never above Ballin. I don't care how old you is, and I don't care how big you are of a legend. Since when are you above the culture? Since when can you dictate the rules or whatever? Like, I'm sorry, I'm not hearing that. We're above Ballin now because the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef of like I said, I gave you examples of beefs where people were like Tupac and Biggie. What like remember Tupac said like you claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife. Like come on, that was in 1996. If Faith have twins, she probably had Tupacs. Get it, Tupacs, right? Biggie, Brooklyn's finest. And some of the West Coast, this is where they always like bring up their manhood, like oh you like sucking each other dick or whatever it is. No, like we've heard some foul shit before in tracks. That's what I mean. No, like Mob Deep drop a gem on it where Prodigy said Rikers Island flashbacks to the house she got scuffed it in. You would think that getting your head shots enough, but then now you want to go on my team must have been drunk when you wrote that shit. Like, come on. Where there was like a rumor that Tupac got sexually assaulted in jail, right? There have been beefs where people saying out of line stuff. I get that the stance, right? Adding to that, it's not helping. But at the same time, you rap, you battle rap, right? You enter a battle and you rap now to gain the majority of the public's the vote, to have your backing. You think Jay went to battle with not just because not only because Nas is the best, but because he want the fans to see him as the best, including his fans, Nas's fans. So I'm not. This is very hypocritical of Jay-Z to say, "Oh, oh, I think we're above Ballad now. It should be not be part of the culture anymore." Then no. To me, that is kind of like you're gentrifying. You want to gentrify hip hop. You want to sell out hip hop. And JC sold Jay. Like, let's be honest, Jay sold out a long time ago. I'm not gonna sit here and act like, oh, Jay is still the culture and all this stuff. I feel like Jay, this like, but this right here, when he's saying we're above the culture, is rubbing me the wrong way. Because that same culture gave you a platform. You went Jay-Z battled so many rappers back in the day. Let's not forget that. Like all the subliminals he had for not only for Nas, but for DMX and who else? Who else I could think of? Like, Dipset, right? Even 50 Cent. Like what Joe Button? That could Jay is a battle rapper. When he was before he came up, he was battling Big L, like DMX. He was going around New York battling rappers. You can ask anybody that was around for that time. Like Jay Z was outside battling, and now all of a sudden, because he got money, right? It's kind of like you forget where you fucking came from. So you're cooning basically because now you forget where you came from, and now it should not be part of the culture anymore. It should always be part of the culture. The problem is the mess around it, of course, the stairs now put a magnifying glass on like the bullshit. But let's not act like it was ever gonna go there with the whole Drake and Kendrick Lamar thing. It was never gonna go where like we've seen past beefs go. It was never because why Drake didn't say that with Drake. Sorry, why didn't Jay say that with Pusha T and Drake had their little thing going on? What because Pusha T won that, but of course Drake went crying, and then all of a sudden people were oh fuck Pusha oh no they that story of Adidon was swept under the rug since then. Why didn't he say this when Drake went at Meek Mill? I'm not saying that, of course, what Drake was saying on that track was so crazy compared to like what's been said between him and Kendrick. But why everybody and all of a sudden like him and Cole, they all of a sudden it's like oh it's disgusting. There's always this and that, bro. Y'all act like y'all just walked into this culture and see a beef for the first time. You know what I'm saying? Because why I don't hear y'all saying anything about 50 Cent and Ti, their beef, right? I don't hear him say anything about Ti and 50 Cent. All right, well, let's continue.
Hate that I have this point of view. I do because I
Yeah.
know I know what it sounds like. I know what it feels like. I hate it. It's just how I feel about
Well, it
it.
even kind of extended to you, right? Because people made it a personal thing that you chose Kendrick for the Super Bowl. It's like, oh man, he's choosing the side, and he's
Yeah.
putting, and he's not.
Like I don't have what do I have to do with that? I chose the guy that was having a monster year. I think it
Yeah,
was
he's right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And listen, I like Jay is allowed to feel how he want to feel. At the end of the day, it's his opinion. But I'm allowed to also like respond to that opinion, to have a reaction to his opinion, and counter that with my thoughts and with some facts sprinkled into it, right? And about him saying that him picking Kendrick was not in choosing the side, it was more of Kendrick had an incredible year, and he did. He did. Who was like who else would you have picked for that Super Bowl in 2020 24 25, right? People gonna say, "Oh, Taylor Swift." Taylor didn't have the year Kendrick had in 2024. Not Like Us was the biggest song of that year, but then he comes out of nowhere with G and Next, an incredible album. He had so much steam, he had so much like steam. You know what I'm saying? It was only right for Kendrick to do the Super Bowl and to still do what he did, right? Perform the song there, even though you know that was the thing. Oh, he shouldn't. He could not perform it. He still did. No, he's right. But there's something that JC said about wait about him not being a capitalist. Like I hope I can wait.
Just because that was the most recent release. I think it came out like right before the pandemic started. So
yeah,
you guys
like
didn't
the
talk about
day
that much. The day.
Oh
first, and then I make sure that I'm compensated for my art.
wait, I
That was
think
the
it's
first.
That you do for the culture, the ways that you put on, the ways that you try to protect and move forward, but kind of the pushback that you get sometimes about like people throw capitalists at you in a
Yeah.
derogatory sense.
Yeah, I think in that verse specifically, the only thing I heard coming up was the American dream until we started being successful. And it was like, wait a minute, you're selling out because you're making money. That was the first thing that was put on musicians. People had this law for the struggling artist. That's a mind game, what we would call back in the day for tricknology. It was like, no, I'm not going for that. Like, No, I make art first, and then I make sure that I'm compensated for my art. I didn't take advantage. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people. I ain't taking no one. No one. That's not my reputation.
Um, listen, man, I hear what he's saying. That you make your art and you want to get paid for that. Of course, like everybody that makes their music wants to earn something of it. No, I get that. But him saying I never took advantage of anybody. I made it as far as I made it off of my music. It's kind of like Jay. Come on, Jay, Jay. Come on. You first of all, everybody knows that you came up off of selling drugs. No, you was hustling. Are you not taking advantage of people that are addicted to the stuff that you're selling? And I've heard a lot of stories about Jay taking advantage of people in the business. So it's kind of like I mean, I hear one part though about like yeah, I make music and I want to get paid for it. I hear that, but you do not make it that far without doing what you're doing. You cannot be a billionaire the righteous way in this world. Everybody knows like people that made it so far in life, like becoming billionaires, they never did it the righteous way. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna speak for everybody though. I'm just saying like a lot of the stuff that we're seeing, like a lot of the people that have so much power and money, most of them didn't do it the right way because the right way don't pay. Well, it pays, but just not as much as it pays a capitalist, right? You know what I'm saying? Like you don't earn you don't earn that type of money if you don't take advantage somehow, some way. So yeah, we're gonna move on from Jay Z, man. Well, let's get into J Cole, right? And let's look at the Cam interview. But before we move on, wait, let me take a sip of some drinks. This might be pre-recorded, but still, yeah. Let's move on to Jermaine. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's what he had to say about um the Kendrick beat on Cameron's podcast. Let's go check it out, peoples.
Same place.
Right.
I'm in the same place.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where it's like, yo, I genuinely love these niggas, but I'm not gonna act like we've been communicating and talking. You know what I mean? I've had conversations with them like post everything, you know what I mean? But it's not like it's a lot. That's me not knowing where they at. Me maybe assuming because I done heard X, Y, and Z.
Right.
But it has nothing to do with like how I actually feel. I genuinely love these niggas. Like I be wanting to shoot
Right.
off a text. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna lie, but even saying that on a mic is kind of lame to me. But it is my truth.
Do you think that the Drake and Kendrick thing got totally out of hand? Do you think it spiraled out of control?
The world right away, the world became like politics. You're either Democrat or Republican. You're either Kendrick or you Drake, and you got to pick a side. Boom, boom. And I felt like the nigga that was like disgusted both ways, damn near.
Okay, wait. Before I move on with that, he said like as soon as the battle started, he had to pick sides. It became like Democrats and Republicans. It goes back to like Jay, you know. It's always been like that with battle rapping. As soon as you like start a battle, of course people are gonna pick a side. I get the standpoint. I get like about stands and all stuff. I get that. But It's the same with like Tupac versus Biggie. Like who? Oh yeah, Tupac. I think Tupac is the winner. Oh no, Biggie. You know, Nas, Jay Z. Oh no, Nas won. No, Jay Z had him. No, 50 Ja Rule. Oh yeah, 50-50. Everybody's almost like nobody's on Ja Rule's side. No, like who else? Drake, Meek Mill. Oh, Drake. Everybody was on Drake's side. People are always gonna pick a side in a rap battle. J. Cole. Like, why does he act like he just came into this culture and never seen a battle before? People gonna pick a side, as you know. So for him to say, "Oh yeah, it almost became like Democrats and Republicans." It's been like that since the beginning of time, and it's not even just battle rap, and it's just in general. People gonna pick a side. Let's continue.
You know what I mean? So when
Right.
you say did it get out of hand, it's like creatively, that's not my place to say.
Right.
But I think the out of hand that I think is like, to me, is like disgusting how people try to use that opportunity, either show how they really felt about Drake the whole time,
Right.
or just like pile on.
That's a fact.
And
No. I'm not hearing. He said that this was an opportunity to make people make their feelings about Drake truly be known. Because that now we're trying to say there's a smear campaign going on going on. They're trying to like they're trying to like shit on Drake's name. It's a smear campaign going on against Drake. Cole, my listen, man, my light skinned brethren, bro, you make us look bad. It's not even make it seem like it's some sensitive light skin shit. It's not. It's common sense. What smear campaign? What? Who's the guy that went to the feds? Right? Who was the guy that brought up families first? Who was the guy even before that going dissing girls because they did not get with him? Talk about Rihanna now. And Serena Williams. You know what I'm saying? Who you know what I'm saying? Who been doing throwing subliminals and all that shit to because he bitter? Who's trying to like throw cease and desists like to people all over a record, right? Use his power to make sure that like the songs that they diss at him will not get the traction. What smear campaign, bro? If there's a smear campaign going on, it's probably against Kendrick Lamar because Kendrick Lamar has been battling him and even you by him goddamn self. That's what I hate because now they're trying to push this narrative like Drake is the victim. Drake is not the victim, and neither are you. Because I'll get to that later, though. I'll get to like that later. That part about him not being the victim as well.
and tear this dude down and like
Right.
create a narrative as if he's not great. It was a whole campaign and probably still is to this day.
Right.
So on one hand, it's like, yo,
Okay, look, he said that there's a whole campaign going on about people saying Drake is not great, right? Drake. The thing is, a lot of people now see that Drake is a manufactured artist. It's not really. It's like his success. A lot of people see, especially when they with the lawsuit and stuff, they can see that it's not. He's like an industry plan almost. It's like he's not genuine. Not saying that this guy didn't work to where he is, but at the same time, let's not forget he's a Jewish kid from Canada. He been on TV. He had connections in the industry. And I'm not saying that Drake cannot rap, but I'm also not saying that he's one heck of a rapper. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, yeah, he like I'm not no listen, like even in terms of influence, like did he influence a certain style? I don't think so, because he stole a lot of his flows from almost everybody he worked with, or like like first it was Fonte, then it was Joe Button, then it was Amigos, and then he was trying to do the dance hall thing, right? Then he was doing trying to do the drill, like the UK scene thing, right? I don't know what he's trying to do now, but like so in terms of even influence, right? Yeah, he got the numbers, but nobody's looking at Drake and saying, "Oh man, like the type of like his style's original." Because he's Kendrick Lamar, I could say he created a style of himself. Even you, Cole, but Drake, no. So if I look at his greatness, in terms of like the numbers, okay, it's undeniable. The songs have been hits, undeniable, but it's it's just I don't think that his greatness is. If I look at some of the greatest musicians and artists that we had, like Prince and Michael, James Brown, Stevie, I don't think I would put Drake even over Kendrick in terms of like just the artistry, and even like who else that you can think of, like
I feel weird, and they're gonna make headlines out of this. Just
Uh,
like when I see Kendrick get the moment he had, the pop out, the stadium, the Super Bowl,
the Grammys.
the Grammys.
Mhm.
I'm like, I'm just as proud of this nigga as I was when I knew him back then. But I also hate that for Drake, and I hate how the world turns on him. And simultaneously, I'm over here like, man, I hope Iceman go crazy.
Okay, so now you're trying to pander to Drake again. This is what I mean. So you said, "Oh, I'm happy for Kendrick that he did the pop out and blah, 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 and get a Grammy, whatever." But I hate it for Drake. Did you also hate it for Meek Mill when Drake was parading back to back around the whole world on tour, whatever, on your show as well? Because let's not forget, Drake was on one of Cole's shows, right? Performing back to back while Cole was standing there by his side, bouncing around like Sabumafu. You know what I'm saying? He was standing there, you know what I'm saying, bobbing his head, right, being happy for Drake, you know, him performing back to back. Did you feel sorry then for Meek Mill? And here's what I have an issue with Cole. Here's why I really have a big issue with Cole. This guy been preaching for the last few interviews that, you know, he loves both of them. Oh, and I'm neutral. I'm neutral. I'm neutral. Yet I hear him talk about more about Drake than Kendrick Lamar. If you're so neutral, don't say anything. How about that? Just talk about your part in the beef. Talk about your part. About why you backed out and leave it at that. Don't talk about like you know what I'm saying? Because now you're trying to pan, and this goes back to like a song that he made last year, Poor Antonio, right? I'm gonna share the lyrics with y'all. Here we go. Right? So here, like here that you know what I'm saying, that here wait, where's the part that here the part about here the Drake, right? So they stripped me off my spot and now I'm finally free, my nigga. They say I'm picking sides. Hey, don't lie on me, my nigga. Then start another war. Hey, Drake, you'll always be my nigga. I ain't ashamed to say you did a lot for me, my nigga. Fuck all the narratives. Tapping back into your magic pen is what's imperative. Remind these folks why we do it. It's not for beefing. It's for speaking our thoughts, pushing ourselves, reaching the charge, reaching your minds, keeping your hearts, creeping the fire, emotions to touch, something to inside to open you up, help you cope with the rough times and shit. I'm sending love because we ain't promised shit, my nigga. Like, so he said Don't you lie on me, my nigga. So remember on Not Like Us that Kendrick said, did Cole foul? I don't know why you're still pretending. Meaning that Drake played Cole, right? Remember the first person shooter, right? That was supposed to be three of them, but didn't happen for obvious reasons. And then started another war. Hey Drake, you always be my nigga. Okay, but what about Kendrick then? What like so you basically like saying, nah, what did Kendrick say? Like, I'm not hearing it, you know? Drake is my still my guy. If he feels that way, it's cool. But listen, man, like Drake has also not been happy with Cole. And I think mostly that stems from Cole not being on his side, right? Not riding shotgun with him. Because remember, it was 2 versus 1. It wasn't just Kendrick and Drake. It was Cole as well in there. You know? Now talk about, oh yeah, I ain't ashamed to say he did a lot for me when they go, okay, but what about Kendrick? Didn't Kendrick do much for you? That's what I mean. He trying to like him and Jay trying to pander so much to Drake and make it seem like he the victim, and Cole as well act like he the victim and all this stuff, right? Because remember on Poor Antonio, he said, uh, where I pulled the plug because I've seen where that was about to go. They wanted blood, they wanted clicks to make the pockets grow. I'm sorry, because it was again the battle was never gonna go there. They say they see this fire in my pen and think I'm dodging smoke. You are, you are dodging smoke. I wouldn't have lost a battle, dog. I would have lost a bro. You wouldn't have lost a bro. Kendrick, if you were still battling Kendrick Lamar, you would have never lost the whatever friendship you had with Kendrick Lamar, because Kendrick said it's a friendly fade, and I don't think it was gonna get so personal that certain stuff was gonna be mentioned. No, like unlike Drake and Kendrick, because that was something that's been boiling for years. Unlike you and Kendrick. No, I'm saying, and here you also say like if that means I got to dig up dirt and pay the whole team of algorithm, but like so you cannot battle without using memes and all this stuff. You like, bro, it's you have a good pen, Cole. If I do say so myself, you have a very good pen. You cannot do without the memes. You cannot battle without memes or using bots. What? You know what I'm saying? And what's so funny is this. He said like on Golden Goose freestyle, remember? Like he was saying some stuff that was definitely for Drake. So you're trying to pander a lot to Drake more than Kendrick Lamar, yet you send in for Drake. Why? Talking about the bots is boosting universal distribution, but I own the music. Like no. If you hate the smear campaign, why are you saying stuff like that? Because you know that that's something that Drake has to deal with now, like the whole thing in the lawsuit. Yet you claim, oh, I hate that for Drake. Oh, smear campaign going on, and here you go adding fuel to the smear campaign in your words. You know what I'm saying? Cole, Cole is not a victim here as well, and I have this theory that Cole feels this way, about the battle, him backing out, that he didn't feel good about it because the song that he dropped, 7 Minute Drill, wasn't well received. It wasn't well received. I remember like people were like, okay, it's cool, but this is not, you know. No, he said what he said. And it was online for like 2 weeks. It was on the My Delete Later album. For 2 weeks, the song was there. Then Dreamfield Dreamville Fest happens, right? And then he did what he did. Deleted the song, right? But let's say 7 Minute Drill did what it thought he would do, right? Let's say it was actually a fire song. I don't think J. Cole would have apologized. I don't think he would have went on stage. That's my theory. That is my theory. You know, like, and I was talking to this about this with my wife as well. There's a certain feeling that you get like when people really hype up your shit, like, oh man, it's really, really good, you know? Then Cole probably would have felt a lot better about releasing the song and saying what he said, even though it wasn't that crazy what he said. He just said, oh yeah, your first shit is classic, last shit tragic. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my theory. I feel like he just felt a way about it because it didn't do what he thought it would do. Even though it was just a warning shot. But no, I'm not saying that people cannot change, right? If Cole really felt like, okay, like if he genuinely felt that awful about it, right? Oh man, fuck. Oh, I feel so terrible. I just Kendrick Lamar. Oh, that's my brother, man. Like, okay, people get caught up in a moment. It happens, no? But the song was there for 2 weeks. If he released a song and in the same week or a few days later, say, okay, yeah, I released a song. I don't really feel good about it. Delete it. But it was there for like 2-3 weeks. So I'm like, did you really feel awful about it, or is it just because the song wasn't that good? No, like you can say what you want about, I played neutral and all that stuff, but if you pander more to another person than the other one, that is not neutral, and it goes to Pusha T. Like, wait, look, let me see if I can find I have it in my likes. Wait, let me see if I can find it because I saw this morning, right, with Pusha T, back with the Drake thing, right? He said he don't play neutral. Let me see if I can find it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It's not here. Oh, wait, I got it. Yeah. Let me share this with y'all. All right, so here we go. Pusha T.
Now the bromance that they have going back and forth, where where they cool and then he shoot him in a verse or some shit.
That's weird, Push.
Bruh, that's
that.
them. That's them. I can't be in the studio when Drake's there. I can't. I'm not allowed. When listen, when they go to Wyoming, I'm there from the 1st to the 7th. All right, I catch you. I'm gonna catch you. Next thing I hear, on the 8th, bang. Drake here and he there for these many days. I don't know this. I'm not allowed. Everybody else can be there. I can't. Because I don't play neutral. I don't do that. You don't get to shoot my homeboys and so on and so forth. It's not happening. It's just not what I do.
But I feel like Kanye should be taking that same stance.
But he don't do that. Like, everybody not built like me, bruh. Everybody not built like me. And you can't make people be built like you.
That's a fact.
You can't make people, you can't.
That's a fact.
And I don't charge, and this is the music industry. This ain't the streets.
Right.
So I don't carry people like that.
Right.
I don't. It's like, it is what it is. When I was growing up, if I wanted to go to the mall, if you couldn't fight, you couldn't come to the mall with me. We could come back home and play ball all day.
Oh, you was that guy?
Yes. You can't come. If you can't come to the mall, if you can't fight, you can't come to the mall with me. Cause you're gonna run, I'm gonna get jumped, you're gonna run, and I'm gonna hate you forever. I don't wanna hate you forever. I love you. You're great.
I tell you, this guy's a logical guy.
Yeah.
No, Joe. Yes, man. Yes, man.
So yeah, see, like just as Pusha T explained, man, like playing neutral, you just can't. Because if you really have to play neutral, you will say to both of them, y'all fix it. I'm saying nothing. I'm leaving myself out of here. Like I love both of y'all. I'm saying nothing. Fuck y'all. Y'all fix it. Like or you play the peacemaker. That's what you. If you neutral, you should be the one to play the peacemaker though. But he's not doing that. He's pandering to the other person more than the other. That's what I mean. Like Cole's not innocent. You know what I'm saying? You was a first person shooter. Then you also made the first diss song towards Kendrick before Push-Ups came out. Because I think Push-Ups came out a few 2 weeks later. You know what I'm saying? You can't play neutral in you know. And if you do, you either be the peacemaker or you shut the fuck up. You just keep it even. You're not keeping it even now. And I've been around people like this before. Cole to me is a fence sitter. He's also a walking contradiction and a hypocrite. Cole is a person, and I don't know him, so I'm not gonna say he's a bad person, whatever. But I can read between the lines. I can just like from the interviews and all stuff. I could say that you need to watch out for people like J. Cole, cause he'll look like he when you like have the same group of friends, right? When you're not there, he'll talk shit about you to that person. When he's with you, he'll talk shit about that person. That's the vibes I'm getting though from J. Cole. You also look like you're trying to be a people please as well, or you're trying to please Drake. What about Kendrick Lamar? Well, see, you say, "Oh, you're happy, you're happy, you're happy," but I don't see you here. Oh, there's a smear campaign against Kendrick Lamar because there also was a smear campaign against him. It was going both ways. But if there was truly a smear campaign, it was against Kendrick Lamar because there was somebody that was doing to add more fuel to the fire instead of like keeping it strictly rap, keeping it hip hop, right? And I'm talking about after the Hard Part 6. So no, because like let's be honest, Drake is not really, and this goes back to Pusha T because I feel like Drake, like I said, he expected Cole to ride or die with him. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't the guy that went to like to the mall with with Drake, and when people were starting to jump Drake, he was jump he was fighting alongside him. No, he ran away with the analogy that Pusha was giving, right? So for him to say I walked away with blood of both my on Port Antonio, like I walked away with the blood on me or from both of them, like bruh, there was no blood on you at all. No, by the time blood started to shed, you was already like somewhere like sitting on the beach, right? Writing your songs, right? Like and all that stuff. And I also heard that there was a clip from the same interview that Kendrick was supposed to be on the fall off in 2 songs. Um Probably will never be released. But yeah. I think I think they messed up his rollout, but nevertheless, like I'm not I understand Cole in the heat of the moment, people gassing him up. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? No. And releasing the song didn't do well, then he backing out, apologizing and all that stuff. You know, I still feel a way about that because it's like I understand from a human perspective, it's not a crime, but from a MC perspective, right? Now I'm in rapper mode. Now I'm in MC mode. Now I'm really in Devontae mode, right? As a guy that still writes songs, still writes raps daily, you know, as a guy that I really want to make music again soon, though. So I really want to touch the mic again, and rip it to shreds, you know. Like from that standpoint, from a competitive standpoint, it's like, bro, you can't say you are the best, right? You cannot say you are the best and then back out when the time is there for you to prove it. Because why do you have that? Like, if he really was like that from his whole career, I could have understand it a lot more. But you had the energy for Diggy Simmons. You had the energy for Lil Pump. What the fuck is Lil Pump, bro? Um, it's like putting Broly up against Courage the Cowardly Dog or something like that. Come on. No, and then No Name. No Name is not a bad rapper, but out of the three, No Name is the best. But yeah, yeah, more energy for No Name than Kendrick Lamar, and that's your contemporary, man. That right there is the guy that you want to be better than. You had your chance and you fumbled the ball. Cool and all, but when I hear you, like, even though the rapping is good, I can't hear like you saying you're the best, and then I still believe that, or I'm side eyeing that. I'm side eye. Like, as a matter of fact, Sci High just dish you. Why didn't you respond to Sci High? I understand. Okay, Kendrick is really like is really your brother. Okay, cool. Respond to Sci High to Prince then. Respond to him. Because that hasn't happened yet. Why didn't you respond to Sci High? Because you said, oh, they see this fire in my pen, and they think I'm dodging smoke. Okay, Sci High is there. Sci High just dished you. What are you gonna do? And I'm sick of this fake humbleness, right? From him and Jay. It's pretentious. I can see right through it. No, I'm not saying that J. Cole is like, if I put Jay and Jay Z together, J. Cole and Jay Z together, I already know that Jay Z is more of an asshole than Cole, but they both not that as humble as they pretend to be. You know, especially Cole. Like, Cole, like, is coming off. It's not genuine. It comes off more disingenuous. You know what I'm saying? And maybe Cole is, if he really is who we say he is, more power to him. But right now, it's coming off like you're trying to play humble and you're trying to play victim and all that stuff. It's not. I'm not believing it. We don't believe you. You need more people. That doesn't mean that I don't like him as an artist anymore. It's just like certain things that you do will make people not really fuck with you. I think that's what had definitely happened with me and Drake, because I already wasn't really a huge fan of his music, but as soon as, like, the stuff that he was doing, I just completely turned off. And J. Cole is definitely not as worse as Drake, but the things he's saying lately about the beef and all, and the Port Antonio, it's kind of like, bro, stop it. Just stop it. No, it's like I said, like, it's no. If you say you love both of them, just shut the hell up, man. Like, talk about your part, but you go on Cameron's podcast, and you trying to pander to, you trying to make it seem like Drake is the victim. If you so much of a friend, you say, yo, why you not calling out his bullshit? Why you not calling it? Because I feel like you bat like subliminally trying to call out Kendrick Lamar. Smear campaign against Drake or whatever it is that, right? In form of like addressing the stand shit. But I don't see you calling out Drake for taking it to court of all things. Neither did Jay-Z. I don't want that type of friend because you're not holding him accountable. It's like you're trying to hold Kendrick a little bit more accountable than Drake. There's no account like both him and Jay-Z, both not holding Drake accountable. Meanwhile, he's the one that actually went there in terms of like bringing up families and also making it worse. You know what I'm saying? Both of them now trying to act like they're above Ballin and they're so disgusted. They're really trying to change the culture. And I'm not hearing it from Mr. I'll put your favorite rapper neck in the news, never let him loose. And then, you're still like, even though, okay, Kendrick, it is what it is. But Side High is waiting. Why you not responding to Side High? And I'm definitely, most definitely not hearing it from Mr. Super Ugly Left Condoms on your baby seat. Ballad will always be a part of this culture, and no rapper is above the culture, and no rapper can say we're past Ballad now. I don't know why Jay-Z always says like, "Oh, we're past something." Like, remember, we're past kneeling or whatever, bro. Is what it is, man. I've been going on for like an hour. We'll leave it at that. Um, Subscribe to this channel, like and share the video, peoples. Subscribe to PJ's POV, new episode. And Saturday, again, huge stream. Go check it. Go check it out, man. We're gonna rank the most naturally gifted football players. We're gonna do a tier list. Yasser TV is gonna be there. Michael TV is gonna be there. Gianni is gonna be there. And I hope some more people though, because I'm really trying to make sure that this is gonna be a banging stream, man. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna chop it up, and we're gonna showcase our football knowledge, people. That's for sure, people. So go check that out. Saturday, 7:30. Yes, and we move on, peoples. Have a blessed one. I'm out.